Welcome to Inside the Market, the podcast where we talk about everything real estate in a way that is easy to understand. Hi, I'm your host, Rebecca Ortiz, real estate agent, and today we have a special guest that I am so happy to announce and so happy to have here, Gabby Olguin. Welcome, Gabby.
Welcome. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here once again.
Thank you. So this is our season 2. We took a little break. We did a little changes to the set. You viewers can see, so we're excited to have Gabby. And I was thinking, like, a new season, who would I love to have? And Gabby was one of the first persons to come to my mind.
You.
She's just so full of life and bubbly and so knowledgeable and has been in the business for a while.
Just for a while. That's a good answer. Yeah, for a while. So again, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you. And my name is Gabby Olguin Nixon, and I have been a mortgage lender for about 29 years now. It's kind of hard to say 29
You started
years.
like at 5 years
started
old then.
At 4, actually. 4. Yeah, so I've been in the mortgage industry for about 29 years now. Yeah. It's awesome.
And what have you liked most about being in the lending?
I
mortgage?
definitely is going to say the amount of people that I have had the opportunity, the families that you're able to help it sounds so cheesy, but that is the truth. Just being able to be a tiny part of one of the biggest, milestones that a family can do.
That is awesome. So today I want to talk about like the whole lending process. I know a lot of people can get scared and they don't even know where to start. So I want to touch on those subjects. But before that, I want to talk about, can you explain the different types of loans available for home buyers and which one is the most commonly used?
Okay. So that would probably take like 30 minutes to answer. However, I'm going to simplify it because I'm a simple girl.
Thank you.
So there are 3 major, I like to call them mama loans, right? So I'll do my little umbrella. So I always tell my clients, this is how I started off. You have the VA umbrella, the conventional umbrella, and the FHA umbrella. And underneath those umbrella, there's tons of different programs. Okay. So there are well over 100 different types of loan types. However, based on your credit, your income, your debt, and your needs, and the property type, we're able to figure out which loan program best suits the family. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. So what do you look for in a buyer's financial profile when determining a loan? So say we send somebody to you or somebody's looking to apply for a home loan, for example. And we have there are like business, people, but I want to focus more on home loans. So what's the first step? How do they go about it?
So the very first step is, and I do want to kind of stress that there is no cost or commitment. A lot of times clients are afraid to take that very first step because they think like, oh, I don't make enough money or I have too much debt or my comadre told me to don't do this.
Las comadres.
Esas comadres, y la comadre ni casa tiene. So the biggest thing is just reaching out to your lender, getting the information. I always like to have I'm face-to-face. I'm old school. Again, I've been doing this 29 years. So making the connection and feeling the client out and listening to them, what their needs are, what their concerns. At that point, we'll ask for, their financial information, which would be their tax returns, their pay stubs, their bank statements, and then any other type of income that they get. A lot of times they think that, oh, it's just my pay stub. Well, we have child support, we have sometimes alimony, we have different benefits that they may receive from the state or the federal government that we could also use as income that sometimes they don't take into consideration. They think like, oh, well, it's not income. That is income. So having that conversation with the clients is like I like to say is you kind of start pulling out, asking the questions, start pulling out all of this information from them, which now you've created something, a relationship or a platform to where you can kind of build from.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome. Like you said, I think a lot of people have a misconception where it's like, well, maybe if I meet with the lender, they send that I'm me estoy comprometido. But it's not like that, right? They can meet with you. You can, and I think it's great to meet because then they like you said right now, they can use income that they didn't even know about. There's programs that help, that will assist them that they didn't even know about.
That is correct.
So I think that's awesome. And then one more thing, what are the common misconceptions about getting a mortgage that you wish more people understood?
I think the biggest misconception is that they feel that they have to have a very large down payment or they have to have a super A+ credit score, which is false. So there are a lot of down payment assistance programs that will help a client. And sometimes they think like, oh, well, I'm not a first time home buyer. I had a house 7 years ago and, I had to sell it and I'm not a first-time home buyer. Believe it or not, you are a first-time home buyer again. So you may be eligible for all of those zero down programs again.
Cool. Yeah.
So just knowing those things, or like, oh, they told me I had to build credit, so I went out and bought a Tahoe, and I now pay $900 a month. Well, la comadre otra vez gave you wrong information. Now you actually took a step back because now you acquired new debt. So figuring out where you want to purchase. I mean, I tell people, like, year one, like, give yourself a 1-year plan.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're like, oh, I'm not going to buy till next year, then meet your lender now. Yeah. Build that relationship, earn their, you know, it's our job to earn their trust, right? Yeah. Like we live off of, we work off of trusting the client. So sometimes it's like dating. Yeah. You don't just get married right away. Yeah. I mean, I hope not. You know, you want to build that relationship. And I think that's the key thing.
And I think that's something that awesome that you said right now was that the dating thing. And I think that's like a perfect example, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't want to meet with the lender yet because I'm not ready to buy, or I should just wait. Yeah. And something that I advise that people that reach out to me, they're like, we want to buy, but we don't know, but we don't want to buy till next year. And I'm like, perfect. Yeah. This is the perfect time to start that. And I'll send them with the lender, or I'll meet with them, and, you know, because it's like, now you know where you're at and what you need to do to get where you need to go.
Absolutely.
So I really like that.
Yeah. So let's date.
Awesome. Call me. Yeah. Thank you so much, Gabby.
Thank you so much for having me.
And thank you so much, viewers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, we'll leave Gabby's information down in the information if you want to reach out to her and have any lending questions. We're gonna be talking about more information about lending on the next episode. So you make sure you like and subscribe and hit the little bell alert bell on YouTube. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time.